Hi, I'm Robert Yager. I'm originally from London, England. I'm a freelance photographer, primarily editorial for the most part. I'm known for my work documenting gang members in Los Angeles, and some of that work appears in this book. Well, my first experience with a camera was really when I was a child, and my grandfather gave me a camera to use, and I didn't really know how to use it very well. One time I thought that maybe if I put the binoculars I was looking at some ducks through against the camera lens, maybe I could take photos of the ducks that way. And of course none of the photos came out, and my grandfather got very mad at me, and I dropped the camera for many years until I was a teenager. So I didn't really take photos for a little while, but that was my first experience using a camera. When I was a teenager, I used to hitchhike around Europe quite a bit, and I used a camera to document my travels. I saw an exhibition of American street photographers in London at the Barbican in the mid-80s, and it really sparked my interest in photography. And the combination of my own traveling and wanting to record my adventures and what I saw, mixed with the sort of artistic representation of the street and the world we lived in and the humanity of it, really sparked my interest. And I started to immerse myself in photography at that time when I was in my late teens. I first started a series on gangs in Los Angeles in 1992. I'd become aware of this culture that had a different side to like the usual headline that you'd see in the news, and I really felt that it hadn't been documented. I hadn't seen anything substantial by anyone, and I thought this was something that I should do for a photo essay. And I looked into it, and I took the perspective of doing it from the streets. I didn't want to go out with the police or any kind of establishment. I just drove around Los Angeles looking for gangs and got started that way. I found a gang called the Playboys, first of all, and they sort of welcomed me a bit to come back and hang out, and they really appreciated the photos that I gave them. So it was an unpredictable environment. You really had to be on your toes. You had to sort of be aware of everything that was going on. Trouble could come from any angle. You know, any rival gang, any member of the gang, or any member of the police force even. So, you know, you just really did have to have your peripheral vision going, and use your intuition and insight, which is a very big part of photojournalism. I have several shots that I would say are favorites. Pretty much all of my favorites seem to have an image of a child in them. One of them is where this friend of mine in the gang, Boo Boo, had gone to hospital, and she'd given birth, and it was her first baby. She had all these gang tattoos and scars on her hand, but the baby was just opening its eyes for like the first time, and held onto one of her fingers with its whole hand. There was just an incredible rejuvenation in that image, and there was hope, there was change, there was all kinds of things going on there. There was definitely a deep sense of humanity. I find humanity of particular interest in its struggle to exist on this planet, and I feel that elements of it are worth documenting, and that they help everyone else understand everyone else's culture. It's something that just brings understanding and compassion to people that otherwise would have no contact with a certain culture or a certain struggle or a certain individual. And I feel that everyone's story is worth telling in some way.